Hello fancy people, how are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having a beautiful, fabulous, amazing week. So I'm back with another video that I'm really excited about and also kind of nervous. I'm like kind of sweating a little bit. But this video I feel like is really important. It was a really prevalent thing that was in my life. And the whole point of my channel, you guys, is to share with you guys my journey on how I'm going to design a fancy life, how I'm designing a fancy life for myself. And I can't do that if I'm not sharing with you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't know what you would call this. I don't know if it's ugly, but yeah. So you guys get what I mean. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the story. Let's get it. Okay, so in this video, I'm just gonna explain to you guys how I started masturbating, how long I've been doing it, why it became bad, and why I felt that it was bad personally for me, how I stopped, and why I stopped. So from the beginning, I probably have been masturbating since about 3rd grade. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys right now. Yes, I've been masturbating since about 3rd grade. And I literally, I want to say from 3rd grade up until like the end of high school, I probably masturbated almost, not like for real, but almost every single day of my life. And for me, I started at such a young age that it began to become routine. It became like a part of my routine, like lotioning up. Like it was just a thing that I did. And over time, I started to believe that masturbating was was a way of life. It was. I started treating it as almost like an antidepressant. Like I would masturbate to relieve stress. I would masturbate if I was bored, if I wanted to be happy, if I wanted to feel sexy. Like I would use masturbation as basically like a pill, like a drug. Like I was using it to fill a void for something else. Now when I was like younger, I didn't feel like it was bad. I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong. And up until I want to say about 7th or 8th grade, I had this friend, and I think one day me and her were just having a casual conversation, just like talking or whatever. And I was telling her about my masturbation techniques. Like, yeah, girl, I do this, I do that. Like, you should try it. It's amazing. Da 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 da. And she was like, girl, you know that's a sin, right? And I was like the moment she said that, like shame, like my little masturbation happiness like turned into like a rotten apple, and like shame just like overcame my whole body. And at first I was kind of like being defensive and trying to fight it, like, wait a minute, no it's not. Like, how is masturbation a sin? Like, I'm not having sex, I'm not having sex before marriage, I'm not doing it with anybody, like I'm doing it to myself, I'm pleasing myself. I gave her the whole feminist speech, like I gave it to her strong, and she was like, nah girl, that's a sin. And so ever since the day that she said that, I did not stop. That was like in 7th or 8th grade. I didn't stop doing it. But ever since then, like my perspective and how I would feel after I masturbated was kind of altered a little bit. So from that point on, I would start to feel like the shame would start to grow and grow and grow every single time I did it. So I started to feel like I would masturbate, and then like I would feel like God was looking down at me, like, why are you doing that? I just was like in this confused state, like, is it a sin or is it not a sin? My freshman year of college has slowed down, obviously because I had a roommate, so I couldn't be doing it like every single day. But that was the time that I was doing a lot of trying to justify whether or not it's good or bad. So I would like be up on my computer YouTubing, like, is masturbating bad? Is masturbating a sin? Like, you know, I would be like kind of like looking those things up, trying to find answers, trying to find out why I felt the way I felt. But I will say part of the research that I kind of like dove into or found when I was in college, my freshman year of college, living on the dorms, was things justifying that masturbating is good. So like I would find things like that said that when you masturbate, it does release stress, it releases dopamine, which is a feel-good hormone, you know, it makes you happier, it allows you to relax, all those things. So I was like using that as my justified reason to do it. So again, in college, I would use that like whenever I was depressed or super duper bored, or if I just went through like some like little breakup with some guy I was dating and I was like sad or whatever, boom, I would do it. My roommate wasn't there, of course. So then moving fast forwarding to my 10th grade year, when I moved into my own apartment, when I had my own room, hands down, I was doing it all the time. So I'm gonna fast forward to junior year, when I moved into my smaller apartment by myself with no roommate. Everything kind of just shifted for me. Everything really kind of changed. My perspective on masturbation kind of shifted a lot. So up until that point, I was kind of on that battle, like yes or no, kind of like leaning more towards yes because I want to do it. But up until last year, every single time that I would masturbate, the following day I would have the absolute worst day ever. Like things would go wrong, like big projects, like design projects that I would get done, like they would cancel, like car breakdown, or opportunities that I was like working for wouldn't happen, like, and it would happen on the day after I masturbated. Now, because I would masturbate, like I would have like the worst day ever. I'm not saying like masturbating means that you bring bad karma to yourself, but what I am saying is that for me, just like my personal journey, like I was the level of shame that would come over me immediately after doing it would just like really just like change my whole vibe and the way that I would go into the next day anticipating that bad things would happen because I did what I did last night. So I probably was attracting it to myself, yes, but I just personally didn't like the way that I felt after doing it. And I had a really close friend, and I would always talk to them about, like, we would just have these really deep conversations all the time about masturbating and whether or not it's good or bad. When I would talk to them about it, they also share with me that they felt really shameful after doing it, and they weren't even a Christian, and they were just like, yeah, I just really feel bad about it. I just feel like I'm not supposed to be doing this. And so after a while, I would just flat out feel horrible after doing it. Like I just felt bad. So I would tell myself like I'm not gonna do it, and then I would mess around and do it, and then that's when like the shame literally was like on overload. Like I would really just be like beating myself up after doing it. So now it's like transitioned from like being this thing that I go to when I'm sad to being this thing that I go to when I'm sad, that like for 5 seconds I would be like, oh, and then immediately I would feel even worse than I did when I went to even go do it. So the day that I got freed from masturbating was absolutely beautiful. I remember that day very vividly. So last year I started going to the church that I go to now. It was then called Kingdom Culture. Now it's All Nations San Bernardino. So anyways, I usually work on Sundays. I usually work weekends, and that Sunday, I don't know how, I don't even remember, but I just so happened to have that Sunday off. So I was like, oh, let me go to church. So I went to church service that morning, and that particular sermon was just one that literally got my whole entire life. My pastor, he was preaching, and then before he was going to his next point, he was like, literally, this statement that I am about to say is going to free a lot of people. And so everyone's like, oh, whoa, what's he about to say? It was tied to what we were talking about, but he was just transitioning. And then he said that he used to be a serial masturbator. And literally, like, the moment he said that, it was like, I didn't even need to hear, like, how, like, you know, that he, obviously he doesn't do it anymore, but that was, you know, something that he did when he was younger. But the moment that he said that, it literally lifted off so much pressure. It lifted off the shame. It lifted off all of the bad feelings that I had for myself for doing it, because I would beat myself up. I would talk down on myself, like, you're gross, like, why would you do that? Why are you doing it? You know, why do you need to do it? Because I think my body, like, I was starting to realize that I was just using it as a crutch. I wasn't like masturbating for me, it was, at that point in my life, it had definitely become an addiction. It wasn't healthy anymore. It wasn't healthy for me. And like hearing just the simple fact that somebody that I look up to and that I love, and a leader and a mentor of mine, was going through the same thing. It did a number of things. It revealed to me that it's okay. Like we all make mistakes. We all do things that we don't want to do anymore. And it also let me know that I wasn't alone. It let me know that I wasn't this like nasty freak that had this really nasty habit that, you know, not that I'm saying if you masturbate you're not a nasty freak, but that's just how I felt about it. Like at that point I didn't feel like it was healthy for me. And it let me know that I wasn't alone, that I wasn't the only one that dealt with this. And it let me know that it was possible to stop doing it, and it let me know that it was possible to stop doing it, and that I will be okay, that it's not something that I need, because I lived my whole life thinking that I needed to do it to relieve stress or whatever. And that moment, all of those things just lifted off of me, and my shoulders were like so I guess the way that I'm trying to bring it full circle is I'm trying to do the same thing for you guys that my pastor did for me, which is to be honest and open and transparent about my journey, who I am, what I've been through, what I've done, and share with you guys the fact that I've gotten over it. Like I am freed from it. And that day was January, February, March. It was April 23rd. I haven't masturbated since then. I haven't kissed a boy. I haven't had sex. I haven't done anything since that day. Like literally. Like haven't even flicked the bean one freaking time. So yeah. And yeah, today was February 2017. That was last year, the 23rd of January, February, March, April. So yeah. So I guess yeah, like I'm saying in general, I just really hope that if you were in the same position that I was, like you masturbated and you felt like it was a crutch, you felt like it was something that you wanted to stop doing because you didn't feel good about doing it anymore, I just really hope that just me opening this level of my life, opening this story to you, just really allows you to get freed and know that it's possible to stop doing it. It is literally as simple as making the decision to not do it anymore. And also giving yourself grace to know that if you mess up and you do it, even though you said that you weren't going to do it anymore, to know that each day is a new day and every day is another day that you can make a decision to do something different. Every day is a fresh start. So if you messed up yesterday, you get a fresh start tomorrow. You get a fresh start in the morning. No matter how many times you fall, you can pick yourself right back up. And yeah, and this goes for anything. It doesn't even have to be masturbation. It could just be anything that you're addicted to, like smoking. It could be sex. It could be like overeating, anything. Because masturbation was just the thing that is just the act substituting the word addiction. So that's why it became bad for me, because I was using it to fill a void, and I keep reiterating that on purpose. That way you guys know that it's like masturbating is not the thing that's bad. It's the fact that it became an addiction is that it became bad. I almost created masturbation as this god, as this thing that I worshipped, because it was something that I used and I went to, that I ran to for an answer for my bad emotions, when that's not the thing to go to. That's not the thing that I should run to get joy or peace or happiness. So yeah, so that is pretty much in a nutshell my masturbation story. I really hope that you guys love this video. I kept it as PG as possible. In this video, it doesn't matter how old you are. I told you I was masturbating since 3rd grade. So I really hope that this helps every single person, no matter how old or young you are, and to let you know that whatever that thing is that you're addicted to, that it is possible to stop doing it. and the power of transparency and knowing that you're not alone and knowing that someone else is also has gotten through that. It is so powerful, and I just pray that and hope that this video does that for you guys. So if it helped you with anything, masturbating or being obsessed to anything, I just hope, or please comment down below and let me know. Let me know that I am out here doing what I feel that I'm supposed to be doing. Let me know if you guys want to talk about it. Comment down below. Let's have a conversation. Let's open up an open, honest, transparent conversation. It's not bad. It's not nasty. It's the truth. It's real. Everybody is probably doing it. So let's just, if you want to stop, let's just talk. Let's talk about it. So yeah, so I love you guys. I'm wrapping it up like a burrito. I hope you love this video. If you made it this far, if you're new to our channel, go ahead and click subscribe so you can join us on our journey to design a fancy life and get a lot more videos like this. Or just all kinds of things, all kinds of stuff. It's new every day. So yeah, I love you guys, and go after your dreams and goals. It's possible. I believe in you. All you have to do is believe in you too, and it is done. Have a beautiful week. I love you guys. Bye. Over time, masturbating became so it became so bad that I got to the level where I think myself into a O. And that was dangerous, because I would start doing it while I was driving home from work to kind of pass the time by. It got really bad. Like, I would literally be able to just think myself there and literally just go into this like secret world in my mind. And yeah, so it got that bad. I will be honest with you guys. Because I hate when people tell me or share their stories about how they got over something or how they did something, and it's just unrelatable, because it's like, okay, so you're telling me that one man told everybody that he used to be a serial masturbator, he's not anymore, and that day, from then on, you just stopped doing it. The answer to that is yes, but also moreover than that, giving you more of that juicy, like the real, because I'm all about being real. Yes, thoughts still come to my mind, right? Like I'm not the superhuman that just never thinks about sex or never thinks about, just never thinks about those kinds of things. But I will say that when it comes to my mind now, when those thoughts pop up in my mind, you have two decisions. You have the decision to feed that thought and then really go deep into it and then bring yourself to O if you want to, or you make the decision to say, okay, little nasty thought, I see you, but I'm not entertaining you right now, so I'm gonna need you to go away and we're gonna think about something else, okay? All right, so now I'm thinking about my work that I need to continue doing, So now, for me personally, even, thoughts still come to my mind. I'm not the superhuman. So for example, if a thought would come to my mind, most of the time, it's when I'm alone. When you're not really doing anything, that's when it starts to creep up on you. I talk out loud if I'm able to, if I'm alone, and I would just be like, okay, no. What I do, for real. I go, okay, no. That is okay. I'm not gonna do this right now with you. Mine, no. That thought, we're gonna think about something else right now, because you're getting a little too carried away with that whole thing. Okay, stop it. Just stop it. So yeah, I just have a conversation with myself as if it's my friend talking to me, saying, hey, imagine if that guy came over here, and it just, imagine if your friend was saying all that stuff and it's inappropriate, you would be like, okay, well, hey, stop all that, okay? Save that for never. Just stop it. We're not talking about that right now. So that's what I do. That is how I combat those thoughts, because before you even flick the bean, before you even get that far, it all starts in here. It all starts in your mind. So that's what I do. That's how I stay, safe, pure, and not flick the bean. or allow my mind to do it. So yeah, so talk yourself out of it, just like with negative thoughts, same thing. So yeah.